So, Nita Strauss says metal fans are a bunch of whiny, complaining babies. Well, are they? Let's take a look. Check it out. So, anybody that's never been here to the channel before, what we do here is we talk about music news, find music from all over the world, talk about it, show it to people, find stuff that I guarantee you take a look around, you're going to find a bunch of things that you've never heard of or seen in your life, or things that you never knew you needed in your life. We have a lot of playlists that reflect a lot of the awesome music that we've been finding from all over the world, all different genres, all sorts of awesome stuff. Now, there's no denying Nita Strauss and her metal prowess. Now, she is mostly known for being just mostly known for being an awesome guitarist. Just rocks. I mean, yeah, she's definitely top tier. Now, she has been touring with Alice Cooper for a while now. And anybody that has, known Alice Cooper or whatever, there's a big show to that. And there's a lot of age bracket in the fandom. You get, there were people that were fans that were, the earlier generation before me that were fans of Alice Cooper and going to see Alice. So there's a lot of like older people and younger people. So there's a big broadening of the horizons when it comes to a fan base at an Alice Cooper show, and a show you will get. You go to see Alice Cooper live, you are definitely in for a show. Now, my generation, we didn't grow up with, sissy cartoons or whatever. We had The Muppet Show, and Alice Cooper was a guest with Welcome to My Nightmare and Vincent Price. Yeah, kids show, Saturday. It was... So, now, in this article, I think they're being a little, taking words a little bit out of context, but you got to catch people's attention somehow, some way. Now, it says that Nita Strauss believes that rock and metal community could benefit from embracing change, just as fans in other genres often do. Now, we've talked an awful lot about that on this channel, about how different areas of the world, you look in through the playlists and you'll see like Japan and different areas, they will incorporate things in the metals. They're not as formulaic as, say, like, America. They'll get into a certain kind of metal and they'll be like, okay, this works, this is the formula, let's keep doing it. Where in Japan, they're more apt to mix pop elements, just all sorts of fun stuff, cutesy, funny, and then go right into something brutal. I mean, they really, or have a way to just take a look at the Japanese Metal Journey playlist that we have here, and it will really emphasize what I'm talking about. And we know that, like, even in America, there's the biggest thing that's hated in the metal communities is gatekeepers, and that could be a problem on its own. But this is actually more about the metal community as a whole, not like being so willing to. And I have seen this firsthand. Now, she has a very interesting viewpoint of this that I think really, again, emphasizes what this is all about. Now, Strauss, who recently toured with pop star Demi Lovato after a break from Alice Cooper's band, expressed this sentiment in the January issue of Metal Hammer. Shout out Metal Hammer, been an awesome magazine all my life. She observed that while rock and metal fans are incredibly passionate and dedicated, they can sometimes be resistant to artists exploring new musical directions. Now, a lot of people might be surprised to know that, some metal stars started their career in pop or R&B, and then say like Michael Bolton, who owned the 80s and even into the 90s, with the super mullet. He started out metal. And, even the singer AC/DC started out almost kind of disco, with Jordy and all that, which we've talked about here on the channel. So I guess today we are so like stapled in what we feel like these are the players in these areas. And if they step out of these areas and go into other areas, it seems like people get worried that, oh, Demi Lovato's going to ruin the metals. And there could be good reason for that, because Americans have been trained that there could be something ruined, because once something sells good, it might ruin the genre, and everybody just keeps repeating what sells good, and all that stuff that you used to like and what made that band famous for you went away. And so I think that's why in America, people tend to be resistant, but Demi is a metalhead at heart. She said, she'd walk past her dressing room and she'd be listening to Megadeth. She turned her on to a deathcore band called Body Snatchers. Awesome stuff. She's the real deal. And it's cool that she is able and doing it and brave enough to step out of her wheelhouse. I mean, Dolly Parton just made a rock album, a double album, and she put 2 songs on there that nobody in the history, it's like a rule, you don't do Stairway and you don't do Freebird. Those songs are resigned to, but she did it, and it's awesome. And yeah, but she did it Dolly Parton. It's rock music, but Dolly Partonized. So that's now a word, just so you know. Now she continued, if a band makes a slight departure from what they've done before, the fan base cries about it. Everything they're doing is terrible now. Metallica are the biggest band in the world, and people still crap on their music and their new stuff. Now, I personally grew up in the time of like Master of Puppets, obviously from Kill 'Em All to Justice for All, Black Album. I started to just get into other stuff, started to get into the hardcore scene and stuff like that. But I really, Metallica, if they wouldn't have made like the Black Album and stuff, really there was a lot of, they were already capturing with like One and stuff. People were like, oh, I don't like heavy metal, I don't like Metallica, but I like that song One. And them getting the producer they did to help them make, basically a hard rock Metallica album, it really broadened their fan base, and actually kind of made things a little bit better in the metal areas and brought more people to metal. But it also had those people coveting the older stuff that they wanted, do the same thing except different. And while they're doing different, they're not going to do the same thing. It's one or the other. And I've talked with bands and interviews and stuff that you could check out where they talk a lot about that. Now, Strauss attributes this resistance to the prevalent gatekeeping mentality within the genre, where fans feel compelled to protect rock and metal from external influences. I think a big part of that is because everybody feels like they have to protect our scene and keep it safe. No external people can get in, which I think is crazy. Which is I've always kind of felt like the metal areas, hard rock and rock, to be very welcoming, and a lot of those people that play that music have a very diverse taste in music, and they get influenced from a lot of different genres. So it's kind of weird that it ends up being that way. If a pop artist wants to make a rock album, great. If a rock artist wants to make an R&B album, that's awesome. Music is for everyone. She's not wrong. So what we have here is she's pointing out that like it's not just gatekeepers, and now we even have the added feature of actual platforms ruining music for us. Looking at you, Spotify. Now, I'm not gonna crap on any band that's got their music on any platform. I'm not crap on that platform though that robs bands in order to make it up. Even big bands are not making money on Spotify. Not the way they should be, not the way they used to. Hey, the old formula was ripping them off too, but not the way they're getting ripped off today. Some things still need to change in those areas. I don't think artists are getting really what they're. It's almost like the music is a second thought, and the way they got to make their money is from merchandise and stuff like that, where they kind of just the music is to advertise the merchandise, and that's backwards. I bought the new Nightwish album because I like the new Nightwish album. I got the shirts because I like the new Nightwish album. I didn't do it the other way around. I didn't get the new Nightwish album because I like the shirts. You get what I'm saying? And I think people, they have this knee-jerk reaction to be very protective, again, because even the very things and platforms they seek to almost control things in a way of ruining them or keeping this formula and keeping things this way, and people are getting trained that this is the formula, this is the way this sounds, these are the lines. And music, it's look, yeah, there's lines on a sheet of music, but outside of that, we're supposed to go outside the lines. We're supposed to blur the lines, go outside the box. I mean, look at bands like King Crimson and stuff like that. Like, they've inspired, like, if we didn't have King Crimson, we probably wouldn't have bands like Tool and, other band, Dream Theater, and bands that really, dive right into the, progressive stuff. I mean, they really, set forth the experimentation in music and stuff, and kind of, let a lot of artists know that it's all right to do something different, which gave us something different. So, yeah, I think the article, the title is a little kind of seems to throw her under the bus or make it seem like she's, shitting on metal fans and stuff. But no, she's just, pointing out a kind of a sad truth. And it's something that even like people that say, gatekeepers are bad, which they are. Sometimes those same people, it's like they are resistant to change, and they are resistant to, but it's not like the Beyonce thing, like Beyonce, you can't make a rap album with some country samples and then call yourself a country artist. That's, and I think people are seeing a lot of that going on, and it's like, people get really worried. It's like, ruin all them other genres, but don't ruin this one. Please leave this one alone. And, and one thing that I will mention about this channel, and I would encourage you to take a look at the playlist that we got. They are genres that go way back in the past, from way over in other countries, that have influenced the metal that we have today. If, a genre called flamenco hadn't happened, I believe metal progression and chord progressions and stuff would be, have obtained the way they are now, a bit slower perhaps. There's a lot of stuff that uses the influence of flamenco and things like that. Like, so, we really need to be thankful for all these genres, and when these other artists want to step into other genres and bring a little what they've got to that genre, it's not taking away from any of the other music. So you could still enjoy stuff and appreciate it and be like, hey, that's cool that they did that. It's not my thing, but it's cool that they took a chance. you know, and it's cool that they did something different. And that's what we don't want the same over and over and over again. I mean, you know, that formula does work for some bands, and, you know, you could, you know, be a band like Godsmack or whatever, and you will have a loyal fan base, and you could put out the same album every album, but after a while, people are going to drift away. They're going to check out different things. And sometimes it takes artists from other genres to come in and give us a different perspective, another angle. I mean, look, we got bands like Baby Metal and stuff coming out of Japan. So that's really, you know, I mean, they're a tiny little example of the broad spectrum of metal that can be found in Japan. So if you're looking for like something new, something cool, something awesome, and something that you've just like way like, what? How are these things working together type stuff? Check out Japan. Just Japan. But yeah, there's a lot of countries and there's a lot of areas putting out a lot of awesome music, and we have a lot of playlists that reflect that once again. So please do suggest a band or an artist or somebody that we should be checking out, sharing with the class. I wanted to share this because I thought it was a very interesting take from somebody that's, you know, now she's kind of been on both sides of the spectrum and seen how the fan base reacts in both areas. You know, she's been with, you know, metal and hard rock royalty, and then, you know, been with somebody that's, you know, coming from another genre and taking a chance, and being somebody like her, getting to see that and getting her view on it, I think it's a valuable thing, and it can, I don't know, make us a little, maybe take a step back and reassess the way that we're thinking about things. And maybe you yourself are a gatekeeper and you didn't even know it. Could be. Are you? No, don't be a gatekeeper. Hope everybody out there is having a great day. Hope it's going as good as it possibly can be. We got tons more news, reviews, reacts, all sorts of awesome stuff about the music world and beyond. So, like I said, if you got an artist or somebody you'd like us to check out, please do leave them in the comments and let us know, and we will get to them as soon as possible. Have a great day. Do all the YouTube things. Please, I'll have y'all linked up to this article and all that. And please go follow these artists, show some support, and we will see you in the next one. Have a great day, everybody.